And then one shout out for Good Hits, I'll edit and put it at the front of the interview.
For sure. And shout out to Good Hits TV. Thank you for giving me this opportunity to be interviewed.
What's up, gang? Today we're interviewing a legend. It's Sybyr in the building. The man behind I Don't Like You, I Like Being, and so many more hits. He's a true underground legend, so sit back, relax, and stay tuned for Volume 9, Episode 5 of Good Hits. Salute!
Everybody hate opinion, so I throw some your way. Only thing you do is bitch him on the complaint.
What's up, Good Hits gang? You know what we're about. We're bleeding the block for the best underground rap here in New York City and beyond. Shit, we got a special guest in the house. He's a real underground legend. You see the graphic behind him, King of the Underground. He's been around many years. You already know the vibe. He just got done crushing the Hell Horse Files, an event produced by Mullet Boy and Good Hits last night in the middle of Brooklyn. I don't know when this is gonna drop, but we got Sybyr in the fucking house, bro. How you doing, man?
How's it going? Good Hits TV was happening.
Yeah, dude. When's the last time you were in New York, man? How you loving the city?
Last time I was in New York probably April of this year.
Hell yeah.
April.
Hell yeah. Nothing's changed out here, has it? Did you stay in Manhattan or Brooklyn last time?
I think Brooklyn last time, but I was in and out Manhattan.
Yeah, I feel that, dude. How was the show last night, dude? What were your thoughts last night?
Last night, I don't know. I felt like I was like I took things a little too loose, I guess, in terms of like how just in my self-analysis, like I felt like I was just like too.
This is some artist shit, because I feel like you're being too hard on yourself, because I feel like last night was fucking fun, in my opinion.
Yeah, and I still like different bits. I was just like, okay, let me just get loose. Let me just fuck with the crowd. You know, let me just get into it. It's good to be out here in the environment and stuff like that. So
how does it feel like? One thing, I've done a lot of shows this year, and I think one thing that was unique about last night and unique about your set is like the rabidity of your fan base. Like, they are strong fans. Like, multiple of the people were like yelling out songs to play, and then they knew every word. You know what I mean? They're like rapping it right back at you. I've done a lot of shows this year. I might have seen that maybe for my NASCAR shows, but that's about it. Like, that's crazy. How does it feel to perform and just have someone finishing your bars for you, like right in front of you and shit?
It feels good, like especially at those moments where I feel like I haven't really like done as much as I should have. At the part where I was the one to deliver it to them instead of them like delivering it to me. But and that's good, like good biofeedback. I think like that's, it was good biofeedback to like get people to like recite those words back to me. That was crazy.
What if you could? You have so many songs, man. You obviously went as Syringe before. You know, have a lot of songs out. What's your top song? Because I couldn't tell, because I was back in the DJ area next to 270. Shout out 270.
Shout out 270. Yeah.
And you were kind of instructing the set. You were like, let's play this song. Let's play this song. What's your top song to perform?
Top song besides I Like Being. I'm gonna go besides I Like Being. I would say would be Piss on the Kitchen Floor. I like that one. I like doing that one because I just get to go all out and just like get into my zone and just deliver on that front, you know. Yeah.
What about kind of your more introspective and emotional songs like I Want It to Die? Because I feel like those are also emotional in their own way, you know what I mean?
Yeah. And like every time I go that one, I don't think I've done that one as long as I've done shows or as long as I've played shows. So every time I do I Want It to Die, it's just like it's an interesting moment each time because it's like so somber in the message and stuff. Right. So it's just interesting to see that like play out in that way.
How do you think like okay, well actually back up. We did your favorite song to perform. What's your favorite song to just listen to? Like if you could just live and die about one song, what's like the top Sybyr song?
For me right now, I would have to say Deck of Cards or Back from like a side Alias project. It's with Syringe with 2 S's. Yeah. So I just go back to that. Like I really went back to that one after it dropped a lot this year. And it dropped like January 8th or January 20 something.
Yeah. For the listeners, like, definitely go back through Sybyr's catalog on Spotify. Literally, like, hundreds of songs, merch, vinyls, all that shit's in there. Dude, just kind of like, you've been around for a long time. I called you a legend at the beginning of the interview. People say that about you because you've been around for so many years. How do you think the underground scene has changed? How do you think rap music has changed sonically, culturally? Like, how do you think things have changed over the past 4, 5, 6 years?
I feel like things have definitely taken a turn for some kind of change, regardless of like where people have started out from or where people have like trying to take in their sound too. I feel like people are now playing around with more things and getting into more, like, I hear a lot about this hyper pop rap.
Yes.
Yeah.
Hyper trap, hyper pop rap. Yeah.
I like hyper trap better.
Yeah.
It's a more fitting name.
It is. It is true.
Yeah.
It is true.
Like, I would just leave that hyper pop to the.
Yeah. I feel like sonically you been on some of that sound for a long time though, low key. Like a lot of your early shit, like people check out, like I hope people check out Hell Horse and like all these things. It's like you listen to that years ago and then you listen to now and it's like you were kind of ahead of your time in some ways, and it's kind of like an interesting like factor. I don't know, like I feel like you've had that. Don't you agree that you've had that sound for like a few years?
I would say so, because whenever I listen to the songs, especially with the Blank Body production, shout out to Blank Body, every time like I get on a track with one of his beats, it's just like the instrumentation itself is just like, it has that hyperpop feel to it.
Yes.
And I feel like that has inspired a lot of people in many
Definitely.
ways, you know.
What's your top producer you've worked with? Top beat maker, if you can name one.
I would say Blank Body. I had to give it to Blank Body.
I feel that.
Every time it's just like the sonics, like what he's going for and what I'm going for is just like, it meshes in a way where it's just like, it just complements it in a way, you know, like, because I could go into my own world lyrically and then he can go into his own world like sonically as a
I feel that.
Like that. So,
It's fire just being in the studio sometimes when you have that connection with a producer. Like that team is hard to relate unless you're in music and you like, I don't know, you're an artist and stuff, because some producers just get what you want. You know what I mean?
And I would say another producer would be Throw Tobin. Like, I know he's worked with me and Sharp Breach, so that's definitely like, and I've known of Throw Tobin since like my Max 17 days, so that goes way back. And my goodness, like, just having that connection from then and just still working with them is great.
That's fire.
To have that connection from that long ago.
So just tell the fans, a lot of people probably already know this, but where you're from and where you started music. Like, you have releases all the way back till 2015, probably before that, maybe.
Yeah, before that.
Yeah, so it's like, when did you really start music? Like, what age? How did you get into it? And where are you from originally?
Well, I'm originally from a place called Lanham, Greenbelt, in Prince George's County, Maryland. And I started music just like listening to whatever stuff my mom was playing and stuff like that. And then I gravitated to a lot of like the stuff that she was playing, because I got a lot of Evanescence and stuff, especially my adolescent to teenage years. I feel like that was...
So kind of like R&B type stuff?
R&B or like country. Like, she had a country phase when I was like 12. So that was just interesting to hear her go into what she likes in that world, and then just taking little bits of pieces of that. And that's what I plan to do with my newer music, just to like expound lyrically on what I'm trying to like, what I was trying to say back then. Maybe I was like using certain subject matter from then that was just like okay to use then, but now I'm just trying to like develop it in a more like, whether it's 26, 27, 28, 30 something, whatever, like just in that range of life, like what kind of music fits that.
Yeah, because I like how you said it like that, because a lot of artists like I interview are like, I'm past that stage, like I'm past that, I've developed past that. And it's not about developing past something, it's just where you are in life. I mean, it's just like
it's
the
music, where you are mentality thing.
And those early albums that you made were like classics, you know, so you're not like developing past it, it's just now you're a little bit older, so you want to deliver something different. I think that's something that's important too.
And that's all it really is. It wasn't like trying to necessarily run away from a certain sound or something like that. It just felt like, okay, I'm in this location. I don't feel like this expression would fit for this type of direction. Or,
Right.
You know, and it happens like that sometimes.
I feel that. Top album, top project you've released. That's a tough one because what does top really mean? I guess a better clarification of that question, album you listen to the most. Like if you had one album that you got to keep and that would be the only album you get to listen to, what would that album be? And why is it Hell Horse? No, I'm playing.
I'll probably say King of Enigma.
Word.
Or I would say Charlie Horse, but whenever I go to some songs in Charlie Horse, I'm like, I could have done this differently or something like that. So that's whenever I listen to Charlie Horse, I think like I like FYM from Charlie Horse, and then I like a lot of stuff off. Like I like Deep Blue and FYM from Charlie Horse because those two were just like those like emotional introspective type of tracks, and then songs from King of Enigma like Still or Sense of Time with Win 32. Like I like those tracks too because those were like interesting introspective tracks as well. So it was just like I'll take a little bit from those two, but
I feel like that.
If I didn't have to choose Anti-World or Hell Host, then I would go with those two.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Who started Anti-World? When did that start? Who did that start with? Like, tell us a little bit about Anti-World and what it is.
There was like another Anti-World, but it was just like Anti-World, and there's like I've even seen like some K-pop joints use Anti-World or something like that.
Yeah.
But I felt like I wanted to say it started the 1st of January 2017, but I know that's not true because like in the middle of that year, in the middle of 2017, that's when I was like, okay, I'm done with Weird Clan. It sounds kind of like too teenagery, and I'm trying to like go with something else. And then that's when I was like, okay, Anti-World. And then I drew the logo so many times on a lot of index cards. And then like I had that one, and then I scanned it, and then it became what it is today. And then
so you're the godfather of the shit. You're the founding father of the shit.
Yeah.
And I mean, y'all have producers. Y'all have names like Ghosty. I mean, you guys have expanded and have artists all over. Are you guys mostly in DMV? You'd say.
I would say like it was always a hybrid of people from the DMV and like outside the DMV, because like for a long time we had Babe, the producer Babe from New Zealand in Anti-World for like a long time, even when it was Weird Clan. So that was just interesting to have people from like across the world just to like.
Yeah, that shit must have been a trip. Yeah.
It was always a trip. Every like Skype call at the time, you know, even when we tried to transition to Discord, it was just like, you know, like, it was just like, damn. I would try to work on his beats sometimes, but like eventually I was trying to get into different sonics and stuff, so we wouldn't always like collab. We wouldn't always use a beat of his or something like that. So it got like complex, and you know, eventually he wanted to do his own thing. So
well, if you could name 2 or 3 of your top music influences, who would it be? 2 or 3?
I would definitely have to say Maroon 5.
Damn, what? Yes, let's go. I did not expect that, but word.
And damn, if I had to think of rap, that's gonna be a wild one to say though.
So you have someone that you're thinking of?
Maroon 5 definitely won on the like alternative pop side.
Yeah.
And then for rap, I would say Juicy J.
He's so good. That's such a good one.
But I would say
I don't even know why you're hesitating. That's so good.
No, I would say like Lex Luger and Juicy J.
Yes,
like,
Lex was so good, dude. Yes, and I see that too. I see why that would be. Damn, that's a good one.
I was thinking LL Cool J, but because of his album Phenomenon, and I just love that song Phenomenon. Like that shit is always in my head. Like,
damn, you're a deep cut guy. So you listen to a lot of like old school shit.
Yeah, like I remember seeing like All Eyes on Me album in the house and shit back when I was like 7 or so, stuff like that. So it was just like different bits of hip hop, but they weren't really too much onto hip hop like that. So they were more on the R&B, the gospel, and stuff like that. So
Yeah.
that was pretty much on. And then little bits of country here and there.
I feel that. 3 more quick questions for you, man. Mostly because my girlfriend's about to come, so I have to go get dinner. But dream feature. Let's just say you get signed to a record label, like I'm your A&R, you get unlimited budget. Feature from anyone in the world. Who are you going to get a feature from?
I would say I'll try to get one with Future.
Hell yeah. Okay, that's fair. That's a fair one. No Drake.
I mean Drake. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe like that'd be one pick. Lil Wayne.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. What's the top artist you've collaborated with? Like your favorite artist you've like musically, like you're like, damn, that was a good collaboration. Because I feel like you've collaborated with like some pretty well-known artists in the past. You and Shark Breach have like all those good songs together, man.
Yeah, I would say Shark Breach with the production and like
shout out Shark Breach, dude.
Yeah, shout out Shark Breach
for sure.
I definitely was like thinking of Shark Breach a lot because like on songs like FIM, he produced that one, and then a lot of ones for Torture, that Torture album, which was. I have a love-hate relationship with that album, that project, because it was just like...
Really? I found that shit to be fire, but I feel that.
It was just like, damn. It was an attempt to make something bad, so it was just like...
Yeah. Dude,
an attempt to like push boundary, I guess. But,
I feel that. Yeah. I feel that. My favorite thing, like whenever I want to listen to Sybyr, I go on Spotify and I go to Sybyr and Shark Breach collection. You guys know how you have that own album, like a little own album of music. And I'm like, all that shit's fire on that.
He made that,
it's like all heat, and like some of these songs are actually just you, like, and it's just like I don't know if you've checked out that playlist, but you should check it out.
I haven't seen it recently, but like back when this was back when we were shooting a video or we were getting something together for a show, and that's when we set up. He set up that playlist. And then
that shit's fire.
Yeah, started adding songs to it and stuff. Yeah,
I feel that. 2 final questions, bro. 5 years from now, where do you kind of see yourself? Where do you want to take music? You know, you do a lot of things. Like you're into fashion, modeling, like all sorts of stuff. Where do you kind of see yourself musically in 5 years? Signed to a label, staying independent. Like, what do you kind of envision?
I would say getting to a point where I'm in like a partnership with a label or something like that. But I have to. That comes with leverage, so I have to build that leverage up, and then I would say just trying to inject myself into everything that's going on, I guess, but in a way where it's like I guess natural, but not natural at the same time.
I feel you.
Because it's like there is a little bit of inorganicness with different movements and shit, so it just comes with it. So it's just like a matter of just strategy and consistency and just a level of getting at it and stuff.
I feel that. I feel that. Good management, all that shit comes into play.
Good team too. Yeah.
Good team, which I do think you have a great manager that I worked with. So I think that's all rolling. Final question, Sai. I gotta ask you this, bro.
Okay.
What was your top artist name? Because a lot of people know you as Syringe. A lot of people know you as Double S, Syringe, and then Sybyr. What's your top artist name?
I would say, for me, I would say Sybyr.
I agree. Yeah. I feel like that's a fire name.
Because I just can't, I can't, switch to Syringe.
Yeah.
I can't switch back to that, all the time. And for me to choose Syringe would just be, it would be unfitting within myself to say that.
Right.
It just wouldn't fit with me to say that.
Yeah. You know? So, and a lot of people, it's hard for them to understand because it's about art and it's about artists and the art you produce. And it's like some people who are in the art world or in the music world, it's hard to just relate to. I don't know how to explain it, but it's just hard to grasp that. This is it, bro. Open mic. Any shout outs, any free whoever, anything you want to say, open mic.
Well, free Owen Nelson. Shout out to Sharp Breach. Shout out 270. Shout out NASCAR Allo, Dirty Butt.
Shout out Death Proof. Hell yeah.
Shout out Anti-World. Shout out Leon's Wolf. Shout out my manager. Shout out to Walt for styling me for this show.
I think that is turning pink, yeah. Run up the mill, chase the dollar bill.